Welcome back to the channel. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like a woman was into you, but you couldn't quite tell for sure? One moment she's warm, the next she's distant. It's confusing, right? But here's the truth, women speak a silent language when they're truly attracted. Most men miss it, not because it's hidden, but because they're not trained to see it. That's where the mindset of a Stoic man changes everything. A Stoic doesn't chase. He doesn't assume. He observes. He pays attention to what others ignore. And today, I'm going to show you 5 secret signs that a woman is into you, signs that reveal her true feelings before she even says a word. These aren't pick-up tricks or surface-level gimmicks. They're rooted in deep female psychology and emotional truth. Because attraction, real attraction, is quiet, powerful, and often unspoken. Why is this so important? Because when a man misreads these subtle cues, he either moves too fast or misses his moment entirely. But when he learns to see clearly, he builds connections based on truth, not guesswork. Respect, not performance. Strength, not insecurity. And that's what Stoicism teaches us: emotional control, clarity, and purpose. When you learn to read these signs, you won't just attract women, you'll understand them. You'll connect on a deeper level, without ever needing to second-guess yourself. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Evolutionary psychology shows us that while men often respond to what they see, women respond to how they feel. It's not about muscles, money, or flashy status symbols, it's about the emotional experience you create. When a woman feels safe, seen, and truly understood, something powerful happens, she opens up. And when you can notice the subtle cues she gives off, you'll be able to tell whether it's just friendly or something much more. So stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll have the inner calm and awareness to decode attraction like a Stoic and never be confused by mixed signals again. Let's dive in. Sign number 1, subtle touches. Subtle touches, quiet gestures so easily overlooked, yet when noticed, they speak louder than words. To the Stoic man, calm, grounded, observant, these are not accidents. They are ancient, silent signals. Signs that a woman is inviting you in without ever saying a word. Imagine this: you're locked in conversation, and suddenly, her fingers brush lightly against yours. Or maybe she leans in, hand resting momentarily on your arm as she makes a point. She laughs, her hand lingers on your shoulder, just long enough to mean something. These aren't coincidences. They're deliberate. Subtle cues wrapped in softness. Invitations wrapped in mystery. In a world that rushes, where noise drowns meaning, touch still holds its place. It's primal. It's timeless. It's how we connected before language ever existed. And for women, intuitive and emotionally tuned, touch is often the first bridge between distance and closeness. These moments, they are her way of testing the waters, closing the gap. They're whispers from her body, saying, "I feel safe here. I'm curious about you." It's not loud. It's not overt. But it's real. And that's exactly why it matters. Because today, everything is digital. DMs, emojis, likes, replies. But touch? That's different. It's rare now. And rarity holds power. The Stoic man doesn't chase, doesn't react recklessly. He observes. He listens. And when the moment calls, he responds, not with haste, but with intention. If she brushes your hand, you don't flinch, nor do you pounce. You meet the energy. Maybe a gentle touch back when guiding her through a door, or a light brush as you make a point. Just enough to say, "I feel this too." I honor the moment. Don't fall into the trap of overthinking. Stoicism is not about dissecting, it's about presence. It's about knowing yourself so deeply that your calm becomes magnetic. Remember, when she opens that door, even just an inch, it's not your speed that pulls her closer. It's your stillness. Your grace. Your ability to stay rooted in who you are. In a loud world full of shallow signals, it's the quiet, intentional touches that carry the deepest meaning. Let it build. Slowly. Naturally. Not with force, but with presence. Stay grounded. Stay wise. And listen, not just with your ears, but with your awareness. That's where true connection begins. Sign number 2, prioritizing time with you. When a woman truly cares about you, she won't just say it, she'll show it through her actions, especially in how she manages her time. No matter how hectic her life might be, she'll find a way to include you in it. It doesn't have to be grand or overly planned. It could be something as simple as inviting you out for a quick coffee, setting aside a weekend for the two of you, or just taking a moment in the middle of her day to check in. These seemingly small efforts speak volumes. They're her way of saying you matter. In a world where time feels like a luxury, how we choose to spend it reveals what and who we truly value. So when she gives you her time, it's not just a nice gesture, it's a meaningful statement. She's choosing to make you a priority, not an afterthought. And that speaks to something deeper than casual interest. It signals real affection and emotional connection. As the Stoics remind us, time is one of the few things we can never get back. That's what makes it so precious. So if she's choosing to share hers with you, it means she sees you as someone who adds value to her life, someone who holds a place in her heart. Why is this important? Because her effort isn't just about the minutes or hours spent together, it's about the thought, the consistency, and the intention behind those moments. She's not just finding a spot for you in her life, she's making space for you. And that reveals how significant you are to her. How should you respond to that? Start by recognizing the effort. A sincere "thank you for making time for me" can go a long way. It shows her you see and appreciate what she's doing. But don't stop there. Show her the same level of care by being fully present, by reciprocating her energy, and by letting her know she's a priority for you too. When two people choose each other in this way, when both make the effort to be present despite the noise of modern life, that's when a connection truly deepens. In a time where attention is divided and schedules are packed, someone choosing you is never a small thing. It's a quiet, powerful way of saying, "You're important to me." Sign number 3, genuine eye contact. One of the most quietly powerful signs that a woman is truly into you doesn't come from her words. It comes from her eyes. It's ancient. It's primal. And it speaks louder than anything she could say. When a woman holds your gaze just a moment longer than what's considered casual, just that tiny pause, it can be easy to miss if you're not fully present. But that moment carries weight. Real, unspoken feeling. It's not just a glance. It's deliberate. It lingers. There's softness in her expression, a slight dilation of her pupils, and a warmth that tells you she's letting her guard down, even if just a little. And this isn't about seduction. It's about connection. Deep, human connection. The Stoics understood this. To them, eye contact was more than social etiquette, it was a mirror of the soul. As Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." But in moments of silence, it's the eyes that do both the listening and the speaking. In that brief window of prolonged eye contact, she's silently saying, "I see you. I acknowledge your presence. And I want you to see me too." In this modern world of distractions, filters, and performative behavior, these raw, honest moments are rare. And that's exactly why they matter. Because they show vulnerability, trust, and a willingness to be seen as she truly is. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." So when her thoughts are drawn to you, her eyes will reveal it. If you're present enough to notice. And that's the challenge. Not to get lost in desire. Not to get thrown off by insecurity. But to remain calm. Anchored. In your own quiet confidence. So if you ever feel that moment, if her gaze lingers, meet it. But do it with composure. not arrogance, not neediness. Let your own eye speak back, with warmth. Add a small, real smile. One that says, "I see you too." Because you're not afraid of intimacy. This isn't a power play. It's a silent dance. Gentle. Mutual. Powerful. Just like the Stoics taught. You must first master yourself before you try to understand others. And to do that, you have to observe, without rushing, without overthinking. Be still and the signs will reveal themselves. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever experienced this kind of gaze from a woman? Did you recognize it, or did you dismiss it? Share your story in the comments. Because your experience might be exactly what another man needs to hear to recognize his own moment. Sign number 4, active listening and engaged responses. A woman who's truly into you doesn't just hear your words. She feels them. She leans in, not because she's cold, but because your presence pulls her in. Like warmth in winter. Her eyes don't wander. Her attention doesn't drift. She nods. She mirrors your gestures. She laughs, not out of politeness, but because something inside her wants to connect. That's not random. That's psychology in action. The ancient Stoics understood this long before modern dating advice existed. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." So when a woman listens fully, she's letting your thoughts color her world, even if just for a moment. That's powerful. That's not casual. That's not luck. In a world where people scroll more than they speak, her undivided attention is the rarest form of intimacy. She's not just replying. She's engaged. And that, my friend, it is your moment. Your signal. But here's the real test. Will you rise to it? Or will you fade into the noise? A true Stoic doesn't chase. He attracts. Through presence. Not performance. You don't need to overtalk. You don't need to impress. What you need is to listen. Listen back, fully. Intentionally. With presence. Look her in the eyes. Match her energy. Don't drift. Don't default to small talk. Ask questions that reveal soul, not surface. What drives you? What do you believe deeply but rarely say out loud? That's where real connection lives. Not in tricks. Not in games. But in truth. In your ability to stay rooted while the world spins around you. You don't unlock the heart by force. You unlock it with focus. Attention is the currency of connection. And when she invests hers in you, that means something. Don't fumble it. Respond like a king who recognizes value when it's offered. If you've seen this in your life, if you've felt that kind of presence from someone, drop a comment below. Let me know. Did this hit home for you? Did it shift something inside? Then don't just scroll. Like the video. Comment your thoughts. And subscribe, because this journey is just beginning. Stoicism wins. Not because it's emotionless, but because it teaches you to master yourself first. Sign number 5, playful teasing or flirting. This is where the dance of attraction becomes both subtle and entertaining. When a woman starts throwing playful jabs, light-hearted jokes, or mock debates about trivial things like who makes better coffee or which movie is totally overrated, she's not just being funny. She's signaling curiosity and interest. This isn't random humor. It's intentional charm wrapped in wit. You've caught her attention, and now she's testing the emotional waters to see how you respond, not with logic, but with presence. According to Stoic wisdom, emotions often reveal themselves more through action than through words. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When a woman feels safe around you, her playful side naturally comes to life. Why? Because safety creates freedom. And that freedom unlocks flirtation. Think of teasing as a kind of emotional handshake. She's subtly asking, can you handle this vibe? The right response isn't to retreat or go on the defensive, it's to lean in with confidence. From a psychological perspective, this kind of interaction breaks down barriers quickly. It builds rapport. Fast tracks show us how playful tension can actually deepen connection. Here's the key: match her energy, but don't make it a contest. This isn't about scoring points. If she pokes fun at your haircut or your coffee choice, don't get flustered, smile and play along. Maybe tease her back about how it takes her 10 selfies to pick the right one. Just keep the tone light and the banter kind. Remember Epictetus's wisdom: it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. A Stoic man stays grounded, especially in moments of flirtation. This is your chance to show emotional resilience paired with charm. Be calm, clever, and in control. That's charisma in action. The next time she teases you, recognize it for what it is: a green light. Let your confidence shine, not as a performance, but as a natural extension of who you are. After all, life isn't a courtroom, it's a conversation. And the best relationships? They begin with laughter and ease. If this reminds you of a moment when teasing led to something more, drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how you navigated it. And if you're still learning the rhythm of this back and forth, don't stress. Like any great dance, it gets smoother with practice. A quick word on misinterpretation. In the nuanced world of attraction, it's easy to misread the signals. A smile, a compliment, or a brief reply might simply be politeness, not romantic interest. That's why context is everything. One action doesn't tell the whole story, it's the combination that creates clarity. A smile combined with prolonged eye contact and a genuinely engaged conversation? That's different than a passing grin. The Stoics taught us to observe without jumping to conclusions. Don't let overthinking turn curiosity into anxiety. If you're unsure of her intent, take a grounded, confident approach. Just ask. Something like, I feel like we click, what do you think? Simple, direct, and pressure-free. How to respond when you notice the signs. Confidence is your ally. When you see the signs: genuine eye contact, subtle touches, active listening, playful teasing, and her prioritizing time with you, don't second guess. That's your cue to be bold. Take the next step, ask her out, suggest doing something fun together, or just express your interest in a way that's sincere and grounded. 5 subtle signs she's into you. 1. Real, lingering eye contact. 2. Light, casual touches. 3. Deep listening and engaged conversation. 4. Playful teasing and joking. 5. Making time for you intentionally. These aren't loud signals, but they're powerful. Learning to spot them can change how you connect with people on a deeper level. Now it's your turn. Start tuning into those subtle signals in your daily interactions. These little cues can open the door to deeper, more authentic connections. Just remember, strong relationships are built on mutual understanding, respect, and consistent effort. If this video resonated with you, drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on content that empowers your personal journey. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay mindful, stay curious. Take care.